This is mostly a question for Damien, but hi.
It's okay, I'm sure I'll yell at
Joe is amazing, everybody.
Okay, but how would you compare working with Gearbox compared to like working with Telltale for Tales?
Well, it was kind of, they brought Anthony on for Tales too, as well. But those guys are really cool, man. I like the Tales people. But with that property, it's a little more, how do I say, so it's more story driven, right? So the acting is maybe a little more colorful. The character development's a little more, actually no, that's not really accurate. The character development in the games is really fleshed out. So, but I think we were able to explore more things with the Tales universe and get to do some shit that I hadn't done before, which is really cool. But those guys are super awesome. Yeah, very laid back, very cool. I was a bit intimidated going into that because I wasn't quite sure what I was going to walk into because I'm a huge fan of their stuff, all the Walking Dead stuff and whatever. But
so good.
Yeah, they're super cool. What are you cosplaying, by the way? You look fantastic.
It's Homestuck.
I love that that's still around, that's so cool.
I just have the whole thing on me right now. I have wings, it's with my friend, and sunglasses. Huh?
You look awesome, man.
Thank you so much.
I remember seeing a lot of people walking around who mentioned their great painted faces and horns. It was huge.
I just thought I was tripping.
I just thought the acid was kicking.
It's a dad joke.
Damien will remember that.
Alright, so this is mostly for Damien, but I'd like all of you to chip in. How do you guys feel about Jack as a villain compared to the Calypso twins as the villains?
I haven't played the game yet,
Neither
but
have
I heard they're awesome.
I've seen a lot of people say that they do hold up because it's very hard to, you know, like.
I heard they're great.
No, I don't want to say jump the shark, but Jack is a great character and it's really hard. But I like that they went a different direction. I love that they didn't try and do a corporate thing. They have that with Katagawa like going on, but I love that they did a different thing. I also think it's very meta for like all of us as people who watch streamers or stream to like have these like, we've all met streamers like the Calypso twins, like. You know, I'm arguing with one online right now. And it's just, you know, I think I haven't played it, but I'm really excited to, because I love the different direction it went in. Like, I love all the meta stuff they can do with the streaming, yeah.
I was really pleased with that. I had no idea what direction they were going to go in with that. So, yeah.
It was,
as opposed to having a singular villain, too, I think it's a really good idea.
It's pretty brilliant because, again, with the family dynamic they set up in that, in the story, the overall story. Who has beaten the game? Has anybody not beaten the game?
Yeah, what do you think, by the way, about that?
Okay, in that case, I'm not going to spoil it, but I gotta. You know, it's like imagine if Logan Paul if Logan Paul basically had godlike powers and was like.
No, I really want to fight this game.
Like super sociopathic. I mean, that's kind of like, you know, and you know, charismatic to people, but then it's. That cult of personality thing.
I was going to wait for you to finish to bring up that cult of personality.
I mean, there's some, you know, there's cult of personality shit that's like super scary.
It's happening now.
You know, and then if you could just, you know, kill somebody with a snap of the fingers, and you gave it to that type of person, it's horrifying. But again, they're still human beings, and then there's Elisa, who is Max is great. Both of them are, but Elisa has. There is some dialogue near the end of the game where it's such a powerful line, and her character just breaks for her persona, her online persona, her god queen persona breaks just a tiny bit, and you can hear that there is anguish in that character's voice, and it is incredible.
She's great.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Really good.
Yeah, and also look for an old Dunkin' Donuts commercial with her in it.
I wish I got to play the freaking game, man. I mean, what do you think?
Unintentionally, I wound up drawing a lot of comparisons to Handsome Jack. I felt like they were kind of emulating him in their sense of being twisted, messed up, but they think they're the hero.
Personality disorder kind of vibe.
They think they're the hero of the family, even though they're inadvertently like screwing everything up for everybody else.
You dig it though?
Oh, I dig it.
Right on.
And that cold personality, like we were talking in the bar about how like Borderlands when it came out was so poignant to like the political situation at the time and the sociological situation at the time. And I feel like Borderlands 3, they've done the same thing. It's, you know, there's all these cult of personalities on the internet, you know, people following people and just defending them, even if they literally shoot someone on, you know,
God, I think
whatever
more
avenue.
so now with Donald Trump.
Exactly, and it's. I was trying to be, you know, but you're just outside.
Yeah, there you go. You said it.
He's American, so, but you've worked here longer than me, so you're
Let's
allowed
talk
to
about
control
abortion
those.
and politics, guys. No.
But no, seriously, it's like I feel like it really matches where we're at today, and that's what I'm really into about it. It's very like reflective.
Thank you.
No worries, thank you.
Excellent.
These questions are really good. I'm really digging it.
I have a question for Jim, because you just mentioned dubbing Goro Majima. Do you think you could give us your best Kiryu-chan?
Kiryu-chan!
Would you cast him?
But remember, in English he calls him Kazi. Yeah, Kazi-chan. Yeah, because oh gosh, there's been so many great translations of it, but Goro would be so much fun. I loved what they did with him in Zero, and they gave him his backstory. And Yakuza fans? Yeah. Did you play the side story in Kiwami when they kind of called back to Zero? And it's interesting how they set up that his whole facade is like a front, because deep down he's like a pretty complex dude. And then he that actually made me cry when he runs into her again, and it was like, damn.
Yeah.
He's
good moment.
Goro. It's you know, when Yakuza 7 it's gonna get dubbed. I hope to God I can land in that dub somehow. It's such a good series.
It does.
Good question.
Right here.
Question?
Okay. I just don't want to interrupt anyone. First of all, when you mentioned that the Borderlands High School AU, I just immediately imagined Lorelai looking miserable with a cup of coffee sitting outside the principal's office because she cussed out the teacher. I feel like that's absolutely in character.
I can't wait to see this character.
She's angry and she really wants coffee.
Maybe though. So y'all have been like really like big with the community. You've been like really paying attention on Twitter, and that's super cool. And so I wanted to know like what's been like some of like your favorite like memes and jokes that have come out of the community.
Oh my gosh. That really puts me on the spot. Bloody hell. They're so creative. I don't know about memes and jokes so much, but like the fan art just wrecks me. They're so good and they're so quick. Memes and jokes. I can't think of a favorite one, but there was one someone drew of Troy and Maya and it said vibe check, and I was like, that's just mean. That's just fucking mean. I'm so sorry, I can't think of one. That sugar hit me. Just know that I love them and I laugh a lot. There's, you know what, it's not a meme, but there's a GIF, and I haven't played, yes, it's GIF, and I haven't played, because I haven't played Tales, I have no idea of the frickin' context of this GIF, but it destroys me every time I see it, and I cannot wait to find it in game. And it's Reese turning and running, and Jack saying, "You're the only one running, pal, I can fly." I have no idea of the context, but every now and then I post that GIF because I just love it, and when I find it in game, I think it may destroy me. Do you know the context of that? No.
There's so much content though, hey?
There is, and it's the fandom, like just to see it going so strong after 7 years. Like I have friends who are in the fandom, and that was how I knew all the spoilers, I knew everything just because of having friends in the fandom. And so it's been really cool to like kind of see the community and see everyone be active. There's a few nutters out there, but the majority of you are really cool, and like I love you guys so much. So yeah, follow me on Twitter. I love to talk to you guys. You're awesome. Cool. I'm sorry.
My favorite memification was somebody took the Nyan Cat theme and mixed it with Ice Cream Day. And the lyrics were there, but I ad-libbed that for ice cream day. Oh snap! It's ice cream day. Anthony's like, is there a tune here? He goes, no, just ad-lib it. And then so that's what happened with him.
One of my favorite things is seeing the ship names people come up with. Like for the different ships, they name them. So they'll either blend the names or they'll come up with it. Like someone said Reese Lorelei would be 8 sugars, and I was super into that. Someone said like Amara Lorelei was like dirty chai, which is like a chai tea mixed with coffee, and I was like, I'm kind of into that. You guys are so creative. Like it's so dumb.
Wow. So it sounds like a lot of you have played through the games. What would you all say is your favorite gun company in Legendary?
Oh.
Okay.
So from ever since 2, I have been a huge fan of TDR, and I know TDR is a big joke, but here's the thing: is that I will never be good with Jacobs because I'm a little, I like spraying and just like shooting as many bullets as possible. So I'm more of a Torg, lots of damage. But with TDR, while you're reloading, you're still causing damage, and as soon as Guns with Legs happened, I thought, yeah, TDR is finally gonna get some fucking some darn respect. I always hope that I'm not gonna give that away. I had a story idea that I was talking to a few of the writers with, that someday, if TDR is ever the villain in a future Borderlands game, if they ever are, because that's like that'll be way in the future.
Another 7 years.
Yeah. Anyway, is the person who made those foam rubber TDR gun pistols yesterday, are they here? The cosplayer who...
Nobody was throwing them around?
Yeah, they were throwing foam rubber TDR guns at like everywhere, and they were just bouncing around. And anyway, yeah, so TDR all the way. However, though, I have a recurring radioactive hex that was awesome with Moe's until... But, it still is. It still is.
That's a new gun, right? That wasn't into?
That was I'm talking about a legendary grenade. Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, all right.
It counts.
This is in 3. This is in 3. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm monopolizing this whole question. So my favorite legendary in 3 is the Ogre. I have an Ogre on Moe's with bottomless mags. I have best dressed, so I've got so much freaking, and I can basically, you start pulling the trigger and you never run out of rockets. You're just shooting rockets.
That sounds fun.
Out of an assault rifle.
It just keeps going. It just keeps going.
It just keeps going, and then even with the nerf, even with the no splash damage nerf that accidentally happened with this recent patch, you get so much splash damage from the Ogre with a class mod that gives you that, the class mod that gives you the 100% splash damage. Yeah, I'm still loaded with grenades.
See, this is why I'm excited. I've left Borderlands 3 for a while actually, because I'm going to get it when all the patches have already come out. Yay, go me! It depends on the gun. Like, for sniping, I don't know why, but I love Vladoff sniping guns. They just make a really nice noise when you shoot them. I shouldn't say it, but I really also like Malawan, because they're so good. The elementals and the aiming. I like the Hyperion guns that have the more you shoot, the more you focus. I can't use TDR because I've learned to reload while I'm hiding behind something, so I end up bombing myself.
You accidentally kill yourself.
Yeah, I did it in an elevator once, and I stopped using TDR after that. My favorite legendary, I think it's a legendary, was the teapot. Tina gave it to me, and Axton fell in love with it, and I used it until it was doing 0. I was trying to kill the warden or something later with it, and I was like, or like the bunker, and I was like, I know this is a corrosive gun, but dude, you're gonna have to switch out at some point. It's like 15 levels too low. Hence my famous quote from my Twitch, wait, guns have levels? I'm still using my first gun, it's like I'm level 30. It's hard, they're so good.
Okay, so this question's for Damien. I don't know if I can touch it, sorry. So one of my friends is a super huge fan of Handsome Jack, and he couldn't be here today, so I was wondering, could I record you giving him a message in Handsome Jack's voice?
I can't exactly say no right now, can I?
It's okay.
You really put me on the spot here. Yeah, of course.
Thank you. So
What's their name?
Lindsay.
Lindsay. What, birthday? Is it a birthday thing?
Just anything. He just couldn't be here.
Oh, just couldn't be here.
Yeah.
You recording?
Yep, I'm recording.
Hey kiddo, too bad you can't be here.
Thank you so much. Love it.
Side note, in addendum to that previous question, your favorite legendary would probably be the Handsome Jack Hammer. It's a gun that basically bounces and talks like you.
What about the gun that shoots guns? Is that any good?
It's
gun that
good
shoots
for raising
swords.
money when you need to fill up your SDUs.
The Boganella was amazing too. I loved that gun.
So I have two questions. Since I started with Borderlands 2, I was a really huge fan of Handsome Jack. So my first question is, which one was your favorite Vault Hunter from all of them, including the DLC?
Roland. You weren't expecting that, were you?
He likes that. Why'd you shoot him then?
Why not?
Too handsome.
Do you remember Handsome Jack's impression of Roland? Pushing it.
Ouch. He's a villain. If he didn't do those things, it wouldn't be good, right? Like someone was like the new It, like the clown is transphobic, and I'm like, fucking good, it's a villain. He's supposed to make me feel uncomfortable. If he came over me and wasn't transphobic, I'd be like, come on mate, step it up. He's a villain.
What about you?
And then for the second question, the last one, for Damien Mosley, which one was your favorite one-liner of Handsome Jack?
I think having brought it up earlier, the baby one's really good, hey? But New Haven and his kids all wah. I mean, that is dear to my heart because that was my audition. And I'm like, what in the hell is this? They're like, don't worry about it, just read it. And you want the job? I'm like, I guess so.
I'm gonna call my agent first.
What does it take?
Am I allowed to say something about killing a baby?
Yeah, there's so many wacky lines, right? But I think, that was dear to my heart.
A little bit of a different type of question. What was the worst day in the recording booth for all of you?
I love those questions like, who do you hate the most? What's the shittiest thing that's ever
Those are my favorite questions. I had a day where I went in and I was just having a bad day and everything I did just laid down crap. And I walked away feeling like crap. I think it was the Echologs day actually. I was so excited to do that session and I walked away going, I hate my performance. And it's like, just to bring it down, sorry to bring it down for a moment, but there's like that worst feeling when you leave the studio and you're like, millions of people are gonna hear this and I hate what I did. So it's like, that's like, and you get really down on yourself, and it's like, but I didn't have any like bad experiences in the studio, like. Yeah.
My worst ever recording experience was actually my first day recording Battleborn, and I was Raleigh Pickens was he was recording, and it was on airstrike, and I yelled that as loud as I could, and I felt this uncomfortable like hitch in my throat, and I couldn't talk clearly anymore. And then Raleigh says, oops, you Dragon Balled it. So apparently Dragon Balling is a verb at Savage Studio, Ogretron. And then later on...
That's when you pop a blood vessel, right?
Yeah, and see, Joel explained that to me, because when I was working on One Piece, and we were just kind of casually talking, and he said, oh yeah, when you feel that snap in the back of your throat, you ruptured a blood vessel. And I couldn't talk for a week.
Yeah, Sabbath's gone to the hospital with stuff.
Yeah.
You gotta find that, it's tricky, you gotta find that midway point of not pushing it too much, and it just comes with experience.
I was kind of lucky with that because I'd done a lot of tours and I'd been on the road and I'd sung when I felt like crap, so doing the battle grid, Joel was constantly like, are you okay? And I was like, should I be losing my voice? I'm like, can you build calluses? Like, is that a thing?
What do you call
I think
them,
I've done
polyps,
it.
right?
Yeah.
I think, oh great, well that's great. I'll be in the hospital in 3 years then.
Yeah, that was, working on Battleborn taught me, I figured out how to scream without killing myself, and it was,
It's from like here and like up here.
Yeah, it's like singing, only more painful.
Yeah.
Right, just a quick question and one request. So I am that new person who's coming into this franchise with 3.
Welcome!
Talking about.
No shame, it's a great franchise.
Thank you. So my question is, what do you want a new person coming into the franchise to take away from the game?
Fun.
The story and the characterization, the character development, that's what drew me in. The story and the characters. So much.
Yeah, how to behave in public and etiquette, I think.
Etiquette, general etiquette.
Also, my friend...
You're going to have a lot of fun with this. The writing's really good.
My friend Robert couldn't be here, and it's his birthday next week. Can I just get the 3 of you just saying happy birthday, Robert?
Sing or say?
Your choice.
I think happy birthday, Robert would be pretty good. What do you think? Yeah?
Go ahead.
Are you recording?
Yep.
Happy birthday, Robert! You see, we started
so much.
something here now, and it's just snowballing on us.
So I've only played 1 and 2 and the pre-sequel so far, along with Tales. My favorite line from Claptrap is "Follow the soothing sound of my voice."
Okay.
Okay.
I will.
Can you 3 say it in your best Claptrap voice as best you can?
I guess I should start.
Pressure.
I ain't doing no Claptrap impression. I hate Claptrap.
That's the reason.
Just follow the soothing sound of my voice!
Can I do Brick Trap? Follow the soothing sound of my voice.
Yeah, I'm good, man.
It's actually in his contract. He won't do like
What is
that.
that?
Okay, you can do it
Follow
as
the
Jack.
soothing sound of my voice. That was creepy.
That's the 18 plus
That
version.
creeped me out. Hello, traveler.
Howdy there.
Go ahead, man.
Alright. So the opening cinematics of the games are really cool, and they have great music to go along with them. Set the stage. If you could pick a song to introduce one of the Borderlands games, what would it be?
One of mine. I don't know.
Because I'm all about that bass. You guys remember that song?
Oh God.
So stupid. Don't stop believing. That's the.
Oh, I was gonna say, or Final Countdown, or like one of those like.
I think they did that actually, didn't they?
Did
Final
they?
Countdown
Oh
thing.
shoot!
Did they?
Can somebody verify that?
Quick, someone with the internet.
I think they did for pre-sequel. I think they used it.
Shortchange Hero is the best song. We cover that one all the time. We always cover it. It's such a fantastic. You can like it's in such a sexy place in your voice. Like that band are amazing.
So, okay, this could go anywhere, and there's so many songs that could do it, but this just immediately popped in my head is You Got the Touch! Yeah, I mean, it would totally...
Feel the heat. You should jump in, man.
No, I'm talking about the original Transformers version, not the Boogie Nights version.
You gotta get specific with this guy. Don't look at me. I didn't bring him.
I didn't know there was
You don't know what I'm talking about,
I didn't know
right?
there was another version.
You know what? We're doing a cover of oh god, what is it? We're doing a cover of Help by the Beatles, and we're speeding it up and making it a lot more punk. And I'd love that to be included. No hinting at all, but like that would be so. I think that song would be fun.
I need to hear that.
I know, right?
It's a great song. I've got to find the rights so I can get it on the album. I don't know what Michael Jackson's like.
Probably cheap, huh?
You probably usually you pay $50 and then you have the rights to it. And it's
Only $11 billion.
Who's next?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
You have the opposite problem.
So, you've mentioned it kind of in passing a few times. I was just curious if any of you have any great stories about when you ad-libbed something and it just turned out great. Or terrible.
I have a story about when you ad-libbed something that everyone tells that makes everyone laugh. The pretzels one.
Yeah, it's hard to say like what's improv and what isn't when you do it, right? Because it's
We'll do a lot of. I think. In the.
Oh yeah, the pretzels thing, I guess. Yeah.
In the Zero Echo log, there's a line where I say like I can't remember what I want to do. It's like pull your eyes out and feed them, or pull your ears off and feed them to you. And the line was just pull your ears off. And for some reason, I was just obsessed with feeding him his own ears. So I was like. He was like, no, you know what, it works, leave it in there. I see them like adjusting it, I'm like, oh, cool, okay. I did a lot of like Britishisms and stuff, like Joel was really good, like the script he handed me was not like BBC America, it was like proper British. I got to use the word minger, like I got to use the word wanker, like I was pretty excited, so. But we did a lot of like, he was like, if you want to Brit it up, just Brit it up. But I think that feeding someone their ears was a lot of fun.
It's that kind of highbrow comedy you can come to expect.
Yeah.
Borderlands universe. What was the question again?
Ad-libs, fun ad-libs.
Favorite ad-lib?
Well, that's why it's really cool working with those guys because it's just if it's funny, we make stuff up on the spot. If it's funny, it stays. If it's not, out it goes. So it's really tough to say like what. I think I actually tweak pretty much every line I have.
Oh, nice.
In some form or another. That's also because I'm not a very good actor and I have to make it the change. It's hard to. I have to change all of this.
And what's cool is they usually have like a writer in the room as well. So like if they're making changes, the writer is right there, and he's like, oh yeah, no, yeah, that works. Like it's pretty cool.
Yeah, if it's funny, it stays. If it's not, it goes. And I think that's why the project is what it is.
Because they give you so much freedom. It's like, yeah, it's kind of cool.
My favorite ad lib is all of Stealth Time. They had the animation of him going along, and I'm watching that animation, and he's just bip-bopping along.
Wasn't that one of the first things they released for Claptrap too?
It was the intro.
It was,
I ad-libbed the entire thing, and I think, I don't know why, because he's supposed to be quiet. I'm trying to be stealthy, literally singing, and I got, oops, that was a bit too loud, and because I realized, shit, he's supposed to be stealthy. I keep forgetting. This is a children's panel because it's not 18 plus.
I think I've already burst that cherry several times.
I know, it's
Jim.
I'm sorry. But yeah, Stealth Time, I love that. And then Sung Kim, who's one of the artists at Gearbox, he posted the Korean voice actors for the Korean dub. And there's a clip, I found a clip of the Korean Claptrap voice actor literally mimicking. I guess they made him literally copy my performance only in Korean, and then I thought, I wonder if they did this in the other languages. And I checked, all the European languages. I checked it in Japanese, and everybody's imitating me, and it's so strange because I just pulled that song out of my butt, and it's like, and everybody copied it, and it's just. Oh gosh, it was, yeah.
Apparently when they do that, like the actor that dubs you in another language totally uses your performance. And when I found out they were doing that for Laurel, I was like, how do you dub a British accent? And are they gonna pick like a poorer region of like their like country and be like, do that accent?
What was the accent you did?
It was just my voice.
Oh no, mate, that kind of.
No, it wasn't like a fake British accent. It was just his voice. It was just my voice. It was literally my voice. It was kind of cool. I just had to be angrier. Which didn't take much. My accent is South England, Portsmouth, a bit of London thrown in.
If I was a director,
listen to you read a phone book.
Oh.
I love it.
Ditto, son, ditto.
If I was a director, I would find an actor who basically is a native English speaker, but then fluent in the language that you're recording. And that way,
so cool.
they could record in Italian, but they would have that underlying British English accent.
That'd be so dope. You should be a casting director.
I used to for toy commercials.
You did. Sorry, I'm derailing everything now.
Cast me in a toy commercial? Yeah. You have a handsome voice.
So, two things for Damien. First thing, I'm trans, and when I was first kind of figuring myself out and didn't know what name to stick with, some friends of mine started saying that I had similar mannerisms and things to Handsome Jack, and I needed to play the game.
I'm sorry. Oh. That's not a good compliment.
No, I know. I was like, after I played it, I was like, I don't know if this is a compliment or not. But the name Jack ended up sticking, and after getting into it, I met you 2 years ago, and after meeting you, my uncle came out and told me that you had actually correctly gendered me to them without me even having to tell you that. And I can't tell you that it means the world to me that you looked at me and called me the right name without even needing to be called that. So that meant everything to me. So that was really cool. Second thing, with Telltale, I've always been curious about this. Did you, when it comes to voice acting, did you go in chronological order and go in a linear story? Because there's, different endings and things like that, or did you do chunks of that?
Yeah, and that ending, it was linear, which is great if you can do it that way. Piecing, jumping around and all that can get a bit confusing, but yeah, for Tales it was, as far as I can remember, pretty linear. And that whole meltdown at the end came at the end. I think it was my last recording day. So yeah. Did you like it? Did you like the Tales?
Oh God, I was obsessed with it. You had me a mess by the end of that game. That whole end scene with Jack Jack was super happy by the end of the game and everything was super happy. You made me cry.
I love you. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Everyone in the room collectively gasped. No, seriously, on that note, you have no idea how much it means to the queer community, how inclusive the Borderlands franchise are. Because we don't get that in the gaming community. We really don't. So even just using a pronoun or understanding what it means or being chill with it and not making a big deal out of it. Like, it means a lot. So yeah, no, that's awesome, dude.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing about Gearbox is that a lot of people say, "Oh, that company's just pandering to the community."
A lot of the decks are clear.
There are so many LGBTQIA people at Gearbox. Amanda Christensen, one of the artists, she posted.
Love Amanda.
And she said, as far as she knows, there are 40 people there. And it's like they're not making the game to pander to people. They're making the game, for them. They're making the game with people like them in it.
You make the content you want to see in the world.
It's like,
right?
and it's Gearbox is one of the most freaking inclusive places ever. It's like it's filled with the best people, the kindest people, and it's just.
Joel was an angel when he hired me. He basically turned around and said, like, if this character does end up being a cis female, are you okay with it? I was like, yeah, totally. But they checked with me. Like, they're so sweet. Like, I don't want to derail it, but no, seriously, that was wherever you've gone. Thank you for letting him know that, because that's a big deal. Thank you.
I mean, that's hardly derailing because I was about to say the same thing. Just like shout outs, but so my three favorite characters are Lorelai, Tina, and Creek from 2. And so
Meat bicycle.
I'm gonna put my pain in your soul. With that in mind, could I ask the three of you to do like one of your psycho lines in your character's voice? The bar has been raised.
How about you give us one, because I cannot think of one.
It's one of the scabs, I think, from TPS, and this one always stuck with me because it just messed me up. It's not my favorite one, but every now and then I'll be shooting things and bouncing around and screaming about the heights, and some guy from the background will be like, "I'm gonna pickle your feet," and I'm like, "Why? Why?" I love the guy who recites Hamlet. He's my favorite.
I like the Tiny Tina lines. Burn all the babies. Honestly,
You would, Jack.
Love it.
How about I have the shiny speed bicycle?
Shiny what? Meat?
You said pick a psycho line. I have the shiny speed bicycle.
Speed?
Meat bicycle. It's meat you ride.
I have the shiny meat bicycle.
I have a shiny meat bicycle. Can you believe, talk about blowing your voice out? Shout out to Jason Douglas, man.
Yeah. So you want it in our character voices, or you?
In your character voice.
Oh yeah, you.
I have the shiniest meat bicycle.
Nah, Clappy. I've got the shiniest meat bicycle right here. She's shiny.
Meat bicycle.
Oh, thanks.
Hello.
That's Lorelai's dad, that is.
You're very supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
Now he's Paul McCartney.
That was Michael Caine. That was Michael Caine.
You know what? You're better than Dick Van Dyke, and that is a good thing.
All right, it looks like we have 3 questions left here, but we're almost at the end of the panel. So this is going to be the lightning round. So quick questions and quick answers so we can get all of our questions answered. No, don't be sorry. You're all wonderful. All of you. All right, so here we go with these last 3 questions, okay?
Damien, my most memorable line from you is it's near the beginning, and it's you torturing a woman, and you're laughing, and you say, "Your face is melting off."
Helen of Pierce.
I don't know if you remember that
You
line.
look like you headbutted a belt sander. I love that line so much.
My question was for Jim, though.
Pretty mean.
I was wondering, you've probably been asked this before, but I showed up late. I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about, or quickly about, having to replace the previous actor.
Here's the thing, is that I've been playing Borderlands from the very beginning. My first role in Borderlands was I wasn't in the main game, but I was in Zombie Island of Dr. Ned. I was like a bunch of characters in that. You might remember Hank Reese, he got turned into a bear-skag. Anyway,
It's speed round.
I'm not, and maybe if somebody would stop interrupting me, I could finish fast. So it's, they're giving me their baby. I love Claptrap just as much as the next person, and you know what? I'm gonna take care of him. I want to help him keep going. I want to help him keep going until either whatever happens. He's just, I love him as much as you guys do, and I just want him to keep living.
Thank you.
First of all, Claptrap would have a meat unicycle. And second, if you had to pick a theme for all your characters, what would it be?
A theme?
Yeah, like a theme song.
Yeah, Final Countdown's good, hey? Like Joe, remember from Arrested Development?
Yeah.
Stairway to Heaven. Because that means he's never gonna die.
That's perfect.
That is so perfect. I'm gonna go with Pretty Vacant by the Sex Pistols, just because I feel like Lorelai would listen to a lot of Sex Pistols.
And last one right here.
When they give you the script, do they give you the whole thing up front, or do you get surprised by some of the things?
I read a lot of stuff in the studio and go, I get to say that.
So how do you deal with, like, I think my character is this guy, and then you get a twist? Do you have to incorporate? I mean, I assume you have to. Do you go back and re-record any of that if you feel like
Sometimes, but yeah, we get the script on the day, and then so that's why we kind of have to give them multiple different reads sometimes to cover our asses, but we get it that day.
Yeah.
And for live action stuff, you get it in advance, right? Something like that.
For anime, you get it on the day too, but I actually read the manga in advance, so I understood the character's development, so I could kind of play on that. But
Crunchyroll helps with simuldubs because you can watch like one episode ahead and go, okay, here's what's going on.
That's what I did with Astra. I was just like watching it. Oh, okay, that's what I have to say. Fantastic.
All right, well, thank you for hours of fun with my family, because we have a blast.
Oh, thanks. Thank you so much.
Family that kills bandits together, ride meat bicycles together.
All right. Well, I think that's all of our questions now. Do you guys, our wonderful voice actors, have anything that you would like to let all of us know that you're working on that may be coming out shortly that you want to share with everyone?
That you're a cover band, man.
I got a mocap thing coming out that I can't talk about right now, but I hope it's really good. We got Fruits Basket.
Yeah.
All the stuff we can.
Apparently he's good in that, so he is.
Caitlin's so sweet. What else? There's stuff coming up I can't talk about with Gearbox, I guess. What about you, Jim V?
Yeah, also, to quote Gearbox writer Dante Silva, that's an excellent question. Thank you so much for asking.
Oh dear.
I am re-recording some music. I am putting out a new book. My other book's on Amazon. Everything I do is pretty much, you can find it via my Twitter. I do a lot. And come and kill Malawan people with Lorelai on like the 27th or whenever that DLC drops, because apparently that's happening. So yay, let's kill things together. Oh, and come and hang out on my Twitch. We're going to be streaming Tales at the end of November, so I'll be posting about it on my Twitter. It should be fun. It's a good time.
Don't forget to shoot buds down.
Oh yeah.
I will.
Yeah, I guess the social media stuff. So yeah, I'm mostly active on Twitter, Jim Ferranda. I was lucky to land on that name because I found out there was somebody else came on later and said, "Why did you take my name?" I'm like, "Because I was born with this one, and I was here first." So,
why would you take my name, man?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all so very much.
Thanks, guys.
Attending our panel.
Amazing.
Keep it all up. Thank you all so much. We really appreciate you. And as such, we have more Youmacon going on for you today.